welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm Christy. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator here in the United States. Um, welcome. This is take two. I had to stop and readjust my audio, but hopefully now everything is awesome. Um, I'll probably go back and just delete that later, but let's go ahead and get started. I have a really fun pair of cards to share with you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me turn you guys down. Get my title. There we go. Awesome sauce. So today we're going to be making these two beautiful cards, and they are with the stamp set is this gorgeous apple blossom that is in the mini catalog, the January to December 2022 mini catalog, our holiday mini, and that's beautiful. So it's got some gorgeous apples, images, and a really pretty flower. What I really love about this set is the sketching. It just stamps so beautifully. So we're going to use this stamp set, but what's awesome is this stamp set is a part of the Perfect Partners promotion that is going on right now. And with the Perfect Partners, there are 6 sets of stamps in the annual catalog and in the holiday mini that have coordinating dies. And it's only for a limited time until the end of September or while supplies last. And so today we're going to use the Apple Harvest bundle. So if you don't have this gorgeous stamp set, you can get it with the dies for a bundle price at 10%, or any of the stamps and sets that are focused in that are part of this Perfect Partners. So there is the one that we're going to use today, the Apple Blossoms, as well as the Fresh Cut Flowers, which is in the annual catalog. The Playful Piggy, and it's the Birthday Piggy is the name of the stamp set. And oh my gosh, this stamp set has like a little, or the dies with a little wagon, so super cute. The Trimming the Tree, and so the Trimming the Tree dies, and that is an annual catalog stamp set. The Waterfall dies that match the Waterfall Canyon. So the Waterfall Canyon is the stamp set, and it is a really awesome stamp set. It's one of those ones that has the reverse images. I think we have like the Mountain Air. I think it's the other one that's in the catalog that's like that. And the dies, oh my gosh, there are 31 dies that match. It's just so huge. And then of course the Yeti to Party, and the Yeti dies, which we played with last week. So these are really awesome. I love all of these stamp sets, and the dies just make them that much better. So if there are dies that you want, you can go ahead and just buy the dies, or you can buy, if you don't have the stamp set, you can get them together and get the bundle price at 10%. So, but that is only while supplies last and in the month of September. So make sure you get on and get that. I love, love, love it. So pretty, so pretty. Okay. So we're focusing a lot on the dies. That's what these flowers are made. But let's go ahead and start with this card first. And this is the gorgeous um, Apple Harvest stamp. And then I actually use the Happy Birthday is going to be from our Go Greetings, the Go To Greetings, which I absolutely love. And then let me show you guys a close-up of the Apple Blossom dies. There are 25 dies. And one of the reasons there's so many dies is they have so many fabulous leaf dies. So I think there's like 9. So they have the big dies that cut out the images, and then they have a really awesome like this is like an edgelet die, and a really beautiful label die. I love this label die. And then these are the big flowers, and that's the flowers that I actually already die cut, but that's the flowers, the die that I used to make these flowers. And then there's a bunch of leaves. You can see there's three big leaves and 6 little leaves, because and then there's a branch, but that way you can have cut out a bunch at once, which is really awesome. So this is a fabulous set of dies. Love, love, love. And these are the Apple Blossom dies, and they're only available during the month of September while supplies last. Okay, so to make this card, we're going to need, let me get all my things here. They are, you need to start with a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock, and for the card base, and it is 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at the 5 1/2. And then I have a panel of basic black, and it is at the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So just, so we have like a little bit of an outline on that. And then I went ahead and dry embossed this already. So you can see those gorgeous leaves on here. So this is just a piece of 4 and 5 1/4 basic white, and then I ran it through my embossing folder. This is the Leaf Fall 3D that's also in the holiday catalog. It is so, you guys see all that? The leaves are really pretty. And they're all different types of leaves. So you can use them. It doesn't necessarily need to be for fall, but it's really pretty. And I just thought it just looked so good as a background here. Love, love, love. And then let's see here. So that's that layer. And then I cut a piece of, what is the name of this? I have it. It's a huge pack. So it's a huge pack of Designer Series paper. It is the Gingham Cottage 12 by 12 Designer Series paper pack. It's like 48 sheets. Like, it is huge. So if you like gingham, checks, pattern, there's so much in here. So much. So I cut a piece of that in the real red to use on our card today. And we're just using a little bitty piece. So it's like 4 by 3/4. And again, all the measurements for these cards will be up on my blog with a piece of the tutorial that you can print out. We're just gonna make that. And then I have, it's funny is, I did a couple of the bows. So this fabulous ribbon is the gingham ribbon, black and white. And I did color some with my Granny Apple Green to see if I wanted to use a Granny Apple Green bow. So I might just use the Granny Apple Green bow instead of black and white on our newer card here. And then let me get our. So I actually already stamped, and the image again I used was this one, and I already stamped it on basic white and die cut it out with the apple blossom dies, and it is this one right here. So I just stamped it and then ran it through, and it die cut so nice and easy. I wanted to color, and I always like to die cut out my images before I color, so you're not wasting all that color in case you accidentally, um, you know, sometimes I will not have it down as good as I should, and it breaks my heart. So I want to always make sure that I've got my stamping blends. So I want to make sure I get it die cut out nice before I waste all that time coloring it. Okay, and then we're gonna use the happy birthday, like I said, from and I'm gonna stamp that. That's from the greetings. And then I actually I made this little banner, and the way I made it wavy is I put a Salmon Dimensional on one side, and I used my bone folder to kind of make it wavy, and then I stuck it with the glue dots, and then I of course used my paper clips to flag the ends, but I kind of made it kind of wavy. And then these are those really fabulous classic matte dots. So we just use the black ones to add to that. Okay, so like I said, I've already got this cut out. These are all good. So what I like to do is start with the branch, and I'm going to use my crumb cake combo, the dark crumb cake and the light crumb cake. I love to use actually both of them when I do my blends. And then I'm going to use real red, which is actually what I got the real red there. So I've got real red for my apple. And then for the apple blossom, I'm going to actually use a little bit of petal pink, light petal pink and light calypso coral, and then the Granny Apple Green for my leaf. So I've got like 2 leaves right here. And that way I can bring in that color. So when I'm coloring this, I'm going to start with the branch. And I'm going to use, I always start with my, well, I guess not always, but I usually start with my dark first and just add it in. Now on, let's see if I can get, let me zoom this in a little bit. Maybe you guys can see. I have to remember to make sure I zoom back out so that I don't go off frame. But I'm going to color this, just adding a little bit of the dark. And then I'm going to go back in with my light crumb cake. Oh my gosh. So hopefully I won't, my voice won't send um, the sensors. I got dinged last week. They said that I sounded like something from Warner Brothers. There was no music. It's just my voice. Hopefully not this week. Okay, so then I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green. Like I said, I like to use the dark. And just color this. So kind of just like outline it with the green, with the darker Stampin' Blend. And then I'm going to use my, I'm going to use the light one to kind of blend it. So, allergies. I'm going to go get my allergy pills today. And we were that whole focus on trying to get over COVID. Now I need to remember to get back into my regular meds. Our monsoon here has ended here in Arizona, but everything is green and now it's turning brown, it's seeding, and I'm allergic to it all. So I'm going to make sure that I do that. Hopefully I'm not going to cough too much. There we go. Oh, so pretty. I do love this bright green. So pretty. Okay, and then, like I said, so I actually have got, these are my older Petal Pink and Calypso Coral that I have totally ruined. As you can see, my my tip is like totally squished. So I'm just going to add it. There's still some ink in it. I have another pair. It's not bad. It isn't horrible, but I've already ruined this one. So you don't squish, don't pound down your, as you can see, don't make sure that you're, when you're using your blends, you're not squishing down. Add that little bit of pink to it. And now I'm going to do my apples. And like I said, I do start with the dark red. And go around. And like I said, this has this really great kind of shading. You know, you want to make sure you get the darker color. Stampin' Up's really great about that. Gosh, I do love coloring though. Does everybody else like to color? Love to color. I love my Stampin' Blends. I'm always, always like, oh, I don't need to use the Stampin' Blends. I should do something else. And then I'll start to do it, and then I'll be like, oh no, but I love the blends. Love the blends too much. I just want to go back to it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to do one apple at a time because I'm going to lay down a lot of ink. Sometimes they're saying don't use as much, but also remember to make sure you have something underneath your stamping surface for your coloring so that you don't have the blends will bleed a little bit. It can bleed through your paper. I just want to make sure, I want to get a really nice bright red next to that bright Granny Apple Green. Pretty. Oh, so pretty. I love how nice and bright that is. And then we're going to do the next one, the other side. So now for this one, I'm just doing the outside of the apple. Then I'm going to bring the petal pink. I'm just going to do a little bit of the petal pink around the seeds to kind of give it a little bit of color. And then I'm going to go ahead and make that all red. I'm just going around the edges so that it has a little bit of that color. Pretty. Oh, so pretty. And then dark. And then for, like I said, for the inside. So I'm going to use my light petal pink. And again, like I said, I broke. I've, I've totally broken this tip. So I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of color. Not a lot, just a little bit to the inside. And that just seems to give it a little bit. So I'll leave the rest of it white, but that just giving that little bit of color really does add a little bit to help it be, um, I don't know, give it a little bit more dimension. You see that? Pretty. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Okay. So now let's go ahead and assemble our card. I'm going to go ahead and let me zoom back in the card frame. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these together. Get my regular glue. I'm going to put my, I like to build. So I'm going to take my basic white that I've already embossed with the leaves. What is that called? The fall leaf fall 3D embossing folder. And go ahead and get that on my nice basic white panel. And I'm going to go ahead and glue basic black down to my card base. Just like that. Very nice. And that just gives that little black border just really works really well with this whole scheme to bring in, because I used the basic black, the magenta black to the outline of my apple image. Okay, so then this is the back side. Go ahead and add this on. And I just have this strip because it doesn't go all the way to edge. So it's just a little bit in. I kind of get it so it's kind of even. And let's get that in there. And then I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals. Put my Stampin' Dimensionals out here. I'm going to add those here to my apple. Just to stand up. I'm definitely putting it on the little blossom there and the blossom here, so that it's got enough to hold it up, just like that. I'm not going to worry about this edge here because I'm gonna actually tuck it underneath my bow. I want it to overlap my piece of designer series paper. So just put it on how you like it. Just like that. Oh, nice. Okay. And then get my Wink Stella out. I'm just going to add a little bit of Wink because I love Wink to my flower here. Just to the flower blossoms. And then I had already done our, what I did is I just used my Stampin' Blend to add it to that fabulous gingham ribbon. It does change it, so it's a little bit stiffer, but it looks so awesome. You can add it with any color. And so I did for this one, I just used the black and white, but I thought for this one I'd go ahead and use the color. So go ahead and get a dimensional. Add that here. And then we're going to actually add the sentiment kind of so it lays over the, kind of lay over the tail here of our bow. Okay, so then I just grabbed some scrap. Let's see, I had a bunch of scrap here. Go. And this is about, like I said, I'll have all the all the dimensions on my website. It's about half an inch wide, and it's about 2.5 I'm going to use my snips to flag the end. But we're going to go ahead and use our Memento Black and that happy birthday from the go-to greetings. And stamp that in the middle here of my piece of basic white. Oops. I'll do it on the other side. Not get that on there. Very good. Oh, that one again. Look at that. It's okay. Actually, no, that works good. I don't know why I was thinking that was going to be. It's a little bit. It's not in the middle, but it's good. But I did use the other side, and it's okay if you use your other side as long as you don't color on it with your blends. Because when you color something that you've stamped on the other side with blends, it will bleed through. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, the cool part about cardstock is it has two sides. What's so funny is on this side I went too high, and this side I went too low. Okay, but let's go ahead and the low's okay because it's gonna tuck in to my bow. And if it doesn't work, you can always do it again. But you do find sometimes when you use the other side like that, you've got like a funny edge, especially if you're almost to a point where you need to get a new stamping blade, and that's where I'm at. I almost need to get a new blade for my trimmer. I almost changed it. As I can tell, I've got a little bit on this one. I just struggle with these. I don't know why. I think it's because I have a I dropped these paper snips. I have another pair. I need to get them out. I keep ruining it. Ugh, drives me nuts. All right, now I need to do it. Now that I have messed up the edge, so I've cut too much, and it's gonna totally drive me nuts. So let me get another piece, and let me get a wider piece, and then I'll just cut it down, which is what I like to do. Okay, so let me stamp it again. Awesome. And then I can cut it. And it'll probably be half an inch when I'm done. When I get it cut down to the size that I like. I'm just like using my paper snips. And it's not 100% fabulous straight, but it's okay. Then let's see if I can get it to. There we go. Flag the end better that way. Okay, now that's much better. Now I'm going to use my, cut a little bit more off this edge here. There we go. I'm going to use my bone folder. Like I said, I'm going to make it so it's got kind of like a crinkle, right? So I want this to be up like that. And so about by the end of the happy, it's a little bit lower, right? So I'm going to put a dimensional behind it on this side. So I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm going to put it on this piece so it's high, and then here in the middle, but kind of about like where the B is for your happy, between the Y and the B probably. I'm going to use a glue dot. So let me get my tool. Actually, let's see if I can get it on here. The other day I was just having a terrible time with my glue dots, ripping my paper. Oh, there, it worked good. So I'm going to put 2. So I fold on both sides. That's really what's going to hold it down. So you see I have glue dots right here in the bridge, right here where that little loopy is. And then take this off. Oops. And I'm going to tuck it. It's going to be like right underneath. Just like that. See that? Just like that. Isn't that pretty? It's tucked kind of underneath our bow, over top of the tail of our bow next to the branch. So kind of so it doesn't look like the branch is going in and out of air. The bow kind of helps with the transition. So there you go. So that's our front. Now we just need to add some of these classic matte dots. So I do that actually quite often um, when I need to stamp on a smaller piece. When I want smaller pieces, I usually start with a bigger piece and then I just fussy cut it down. I don't even get out my paper trimmer for that. Depending on how good you are with your fussy cutting your scissors, how brave you are with that. I love the two sizes though that are in. Um, they have this, and I don't know if you've used the classic matte dots before, but they have white ones, vanilla ones, gray, and black. So it's a really great um, set of embellishments to have, especially if you like the little dots. They're so fabulous. So fabulous. Okay, so now we just need to do our inside and finish this card up. So we need our strips. So I did cut 2 strips of that same designer series paper that's here in the real red, and I'm going to just put that on the back. So it's a 1/2 inch by 4. Get out my glue and scoop this out so you guys can see. That right there, just like that. Awesome. And then I want to stamp on the back. And so we had that happy birthday. Let me get my happy birthday. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. And then I'll do my, I really am loving the handcrafted from the heart. Is I think I've been using this one the most instead of just my regular Stampin' Up logo. I love having this. I'm really liking this one. Oh, and that's from the limited edition. So now my card is, oh, love that. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I just love how it ends up when you finish it. Okay, and so then I need a piece of inside basic white. And again, it is, I usually do 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 is how I do that. Make sure I turn it to the right side here. So I'll add a strip. So, and it's at 4, so it goes over a little bit. I kind of like the way that looks. That's usually how I do it. If you don't, it's always easier to get it bigger, and then you can just snip it too on the edge before you put it in. So I usually stamp my greeting. There we go. Not pretty. Oh, then I'm thinking, yeah, let's get my happy birthday. We'll put it at the top. Go. So pretty, so pretty. So there we go. Let's close that up. So this is our first card. Isn't that pretty? So lovely. And I do love it when to make the banner, to kind of make it like a little wavy, gives it some interest. And the embossing on the white, it's just so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so that's card 1. So let's make card 2. Card 2 is a little poofy. So if you are putting this in the mail, you'll definitely need to put maybe a piece of cardstock when you send it. It is definitely thicker. This one's a little bit harder, I think, to send in the mail. It's so gorgeous. Go ahead and get my card pieces out I need for this. And again, I am using the same base color. So I've got a a garden green. It's Garden Apple Green card base, and it is the 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. I just love these. I think it's like an upfold. Is that what it's called? It's not. I know the other one's a book fold, but love, love, love. And oh my gosh, my daughter was going to check my sound, and this thing will not work. So I can't see if she is commenting. It's so weird how things are working on my system. Like I said, I think I mentioned my husband actually got me a new. It's like a thing I can plug in my actual internet connection. But then when I tried to use it this morning, um, it was like, no, you totally can't do that. You totally can't do that. Okay, so I cut a piece. Now this designer series paper that I'm using is called the Awash and Beauty, which I love, and I love this. This is one of those paper that breaks me a little inside because I love both sides of it so much. And so the actual piece that we're using is the one that you can cut in half and then make like card fronts. They're so beautiful. I just love this, and I kind of wanted to do kind of the plaid, and I love this pink. So, but this is the Awash in Beauty um, designer series paper. I just love it so much. It's so beautiful. So that is actually where I got this beautiful piece here. And so what I did for this, and this is my inside piece. I'll just set that aside. I am going to, I took a piece of basic white and I actually embossed it already with the Pretty Flowers um, embossing folder. And this is one of our regular embossing folders. I use the 3D so much that it always throws me a little bit when I go back to using a regular one because you use both of your clear plates. But this is um, a really beautiful embossing folder. I really love this one. So I have this. This one is at should be like I said, I'll have all three for the bottom piece, and then this one should be 2.5, 2.5. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build this a panel. So this is the top and the bottom. Now, if you're really, and that's way I'm saving a little bit of other cardstock, either this way or this way, right? So how I'm going to build that is I'm just going to take my glue. Oh, I had my glue out already. And I'm going to add it just a little bit right here at first to my edge of my designer series paper. So I know I want, this is just so I can make the panel the right size. So I know that that's how I want that piece to be because I'm going to, there is a little bit of an overlap. It's not a lot of an overlap. And I want to use the glue so it has a little bit of wiggle room. This way I can lay it on there and make sure that I get my panel the right size. So, and then I can push it, and so that it's just glued together. Now I'm going to actually wrap this panel with this gorgeous, I love this. It is the Natural Finish Ribbon. I forget which suite it's a part of. I think it's a part of the Cottage Rose suite, maybe the Abigail Rose suite. I just love it. It's huge. It makes a really beautiful transition ribbon. It's a little bit harder to make bows with it, but oh my gosh, as a transition ribbon, it's just fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a little piece off here to go around. And I do like to use my Stamp and Seal to attach my ribbons. So I'm going to go ahead. I know I want it to go right here over the transition. So it makes it easy to put my seal because I know exactly where I want it to go. So just wrap that around. And of course, if you want it higher to show more pink or less white, depending on how you want it to go on your transition. In fact, I think I need to move mine up just a little. There we go. Oops, that's too much. I do like to use a seal because it does let me, although it looks a little, does let me move a little straggler, my ribbon, make sure I got it. See, look at that. I've got it a little wonky, so I can raise it. So with Stamp and Seal, I feel like I can position it better. Again, to make sure I get the ribbon exactly where I want on the transition. And hold it a little too tight. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I love that natural. It looks so pretty. Okay, and then I'm just going to add glue and add it to my card front. So go ahead and add glue. Works really good to adhere the embossed basic white. And I already have it basically the right size. Just need to make sure I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Make sure when you got a little bit of that seal that might keep it from going completely movable. It's so nice. Okay, there we go. Ah, so pretty. Just love that pink. Okay, there we go. Get nice and down. So pretty. Okay, so that is our card front. Now let's build our gorgeous flower here. So I'm actually going to start with um, the stamped image card as my base, and that is from that's the bigger of the apple blossom right here that has these three. Actually, I guess it's four apples on here, and because I'm going to use the pink flowers on top, the way I'm going to color this is like that. So let me go ahead and move this out of the way. I have some space. These are my little edges. We'll lose those. Okay, so to color this, we're going to need, I'm going to go ahead and do just like I did with the other one. I'm going to use the brown, my crumb cakes, and the granny apple green for the leaves. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the petal pink just on these so that if you can see anything through my leaves of my flowers, it blends nice. But so let's go ahead and color our. And like I said, I die cut this out. So I stamped it and die cut it out just like the other we did on the first card. And the dies are so awesome. They really are. You wouldn't have to fussy cut this whole thing. So pretty. Adding a little bit of the brown, the crumb cake. This is the light crumb cake. Just love how it blends so nice. Okay. And then I'm going to do the green. So it is a lot of coloring. this set does have lots of gorgeous coloring, and if you're not into coloring, you'll probably this image is just so gorgeous. Almost maybe don't need to, but I just love to color, so it's nice. When all else fails, I'm like, ooh, just color it. I do love the Stampin' Blends. So there is a lot of leaves, so I'm just going to do a few, and then I'm going to color them. Because I find that it's better if you let it, if it's wet, to blend. It blends a little bit better when it's wet, so I'm not as subtle with my colors. I want it to be very nice and bright. Nice on there. So pretty. I just love to color. It's very relaxing. And I love this open, the open line. It's so pretty. It's so nice to color. And then it has this really nice, kind of like the hazy pieces. So it almost, I don't think this one's distinctive, but it definitely has shading kind of built into the stamp. And it's just so pretty. It's just so easy to color. Oh, I guess I could zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that better when I'm coloring. Going back to the dark granny apple green to go around the edges. So lovely. Yeah, I need to stop. I need to stop. I have that tendency to kind of do that little do. And I don't know if that is what is causing my Facebook Lives to get dinged for being copyright violation, because it's the only other sound is just me. So last week, I don't think I actually even did it last week. I was trying not to, and they said I was, like I said, my voice was like something from Warner Brothers, and I had to do with a dispute. My horse, my voice is still a little hoarse. It could drink my Polar. Mm. I love the Polar. You guys drink the seltzer. This is the bubble water. Oh, it's so yummy. I love the Polar. It's my favorite, the black cherry. There was a black cherry Schweppes, which is my all-time favorite drink, but I can't get it here. I think the last time I got it was in California. Last this summer, I didn't even get a chance to go. I didn't see it. It wasn't in any of the grocery stores that we actually went to. I didn't go like in search of it. Um, but in Atlanta, where my sister lives, um, we can get it in like the soda case, right? I think it was at Walgreens or CVS. I can't remember. It was one of the that was near the Marriott because last time I went for Dragon Con, which was that was like last weekend before last, they had Dragon Con, which is a really fun, like a Comic Con um, event, and I could get the black cherry. I just love the black cherry Schweppes, but we can't get it here in Arizona. I We had it for a while, and I live in a small town, and an hour and a half away is the bigger town, Tucson, and I would go into Tucson, and I went like all the Targets and got all the ones that they had. Um, Brought them all home because I love them so much, but they don't carry them anymore, unfortunately. You can't get the black cherry Schweppes, but it was my favorite, and I always look wherever I go, and like, I always look for it. But they never have it. But the Polar is really yummy, and that's pretty close. So I also use the Safeway. The Safeway, like their regular club soda. I mean, that's basically what I drink for the bubbles because I just need the bubbles. I've tried to stop drinking soda, but I need that carbonation, man. My allergies. Oh, totally need it. Here we go. Beverages are very important. I don't know. I'd love to know. You can put what your favorite beverages in the comments. I'd love to hear what everyone else is. Oh wait, here's one I forgot. A leaf. There's a leaf down here. What your favorite beverages are, because beverages are very important. I found. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, I'm gonna use the petal pink. I use the light petal pink, and again, it's my one that's broken. So I'm just adding a little bit of color, just in case you can see underneath. Right, so I'm not adding any shading because hopefully it'll be completely covered with the by my the die cuts. I want to just make sure completely covered, just like that. Awesome sauce. Ooh, and I saw on this one, it didn't when I die cut it out. It was just a little bit too much white edge. So I'm gonna go around. That's the problem with fussy cutting. I fussy cut so much that I'm like, oh, I want it to be a lot thinner of white edge. Um, and I totally miss my magnetic um, platform. I hope the Stampin' Up fixes their problem with the glue, and it was coming up. I need. I try to be too quick when I do my die cuts. I don't get it as probably as precise as I need to. There we go. Awesome sauce. Okay, now we can add our flowers. So I've already die cut all the flowers that we need and the leaves. And what to make these really poofy. Now you don't have to when I'm going to curl them. You don't have to curl them as much as I do. So we need actually. I'm going to make 3 flowers. So I need 2 of the large. Let me show you the dies. So I just did these in basic white, and I did 2 of these for each flower, and then 2 of the and then 1 of the little ones for each flower. So so I need 2 big ones and a little one. 2 big ones and a little one, and then 2 big ones and a little one. kind of went crazy and made a bunch. And then I did do, now here, I can show you this. This is one that I tried, that I made, that is, uh, oh, hi Karen. I just see her thinking what she came from Jack in the Box. I hope your food's yummy. I did this one on, with Calypso Coral, and I'm going to show you the real difference, if you can see the real difference. So this is, I've just colored that basic white, and here I actually made the flowers, and this is in Calypso Coral, and then this is the Pale Papaya, the little centers that you can make, and then the leaves, and then I've added it onto one of the branches, that is another one of the dyes that you have, which is very pretty, because I wasn't sure if that's kind of what I wanted to do, but I ended up really liking using, it's a little delicate, so I thought it was much easier to use the the actual stamped image as my base. But you need a lot of those green leaves. And get luckily, like I said, with those dyes, you get 3 of the big leaves and 6 of the little leaves at each pass. You can do quite a few. And I mean, if you guys look at my thing, it's just like full of leaves. So many leaves. Because I never know how many I'm going to need. Um, and it's different every time depending on how I place stuff. So um, I do a bunch. Okay, so now I don't need all of these. So let's make sure I put all the other things away so it's out of space. There we go. Okay, so let's um, color our flower petals. And to do that, like again, like I said, I'm using my broken petal pink and Calypso Coral because I don't need any precise. What I'm really needing is I just need like a bunch of color, right? We're just going to add the color. So I'm actually doing, oops, I just lost one down. Oh, it just fell. Luckily I have a bunch right here so I don't have to go under my table to try to get it. Okay, so I'm just going to add it. So starting at the middle and kind of just going out. Yeah, see that? Okay, let me see. Yeah, got it zoomed so you can see that. Right, and then I'm going to use my pink and add it on just like that. You see that rubbing? These are almost out of ink. I want to use them all up. I have brand new ones already, but I wanted to. So now this one, I'm going to actually do, so that I'm going to do some other stuff. I'm sorry? I saw it. My daughter just yelled from the other room. Go. And I'm going to add on top and add on that. Make one more dark than the other. But I'm leaving if you guys see, I'm leaving the tops white, right? Like, so I'm not coloring the whole thing. And it's okay if there should be variations of the color, right? You don't want it to be all exactly the same. You just need it, add the color. So I want some to be a little bit darker and then some lighter. Okay, and there we go. That's what I want it to be. I'm just kind of going back and forth. I'll be done with this one, and I can I'll just use my new one. But it's, when there's ink in it, you don't want to, even though I know the tip is broken, I don't want to toss it. I want to use all the ink I can out of these, um, that I can, and I think for this one, I destroyed the tip, and then I used my scissors, and then to snip it, try to keep it. I'm a little rough on my Stampin' Blends. Okay, so then for the littler, oh wait, let me do one more dark one. So I'm gonna do the dark one. I mean the bigger one. Here. Now I'll do the little ones. And these ones I'm gonna do where it's more like just in the center for the little ones, right? So the clipsal coral, the light clipsal coral, I'm just doing kind of in the center, and then we'll use the pink, the light petal pink going out. So they will be lighter, and then in the center is a little more distinct because I'm going to put that in the middle, and then I'm going to put we're going to use the rhinestones on the inside. Those iridescent rhinestones that I love. As I have been, actually, I've been using the champagne. I love the chick, the the textured chick, season of chick. The champagne rhinestones look so good with those, um, and so I've been playing with that one a lot. So I needed just a little bit of a change. Okay, so let me pull out just a little bit so I can make sure I get it all. Okay, so now that you've got them all colored, and we're just going to add Wink of Stella to these three. But I'll do that after I've used my bone folder on them. So I'm going to use my bone folder, and again, depending on how floofy. So if you're going to mail these, you probably don't want to give it as much of a curl. But I'm just using the edge of my bone folder to kind of pull and make curl these petals, right? They're so pretty. Oh my gosh. But if you're going to put it in the mail, you probably want to not make it like super tall and fluffy, because you'll have to squish it down or put it in a padded envelope or whatever. And then it costs for so much to ship them. Um, I can never remember. Every time I go to the post office to send stuff, it's always different priced. It feels like, but I think now it's a normal. If you have, there's like a quarter-inch difference in like how tall it is to how thin it is, then they want to charge you for a package at like it ships like a package, so it costs a little bit more. So keep that in mind when you are trying to mail stuff. But oh my gosh, I love these. Now don't go too wild. This you don't want to rip these off. Um, but again, and also as you can see, right, you just work it a little bit. So pretty. And so this one will be over 2. So I didn't, even though this one here, right, has 2. Just make sure you get it in the, cover it the most that you can. And that's one of the reasons why you want to use 3 instead of just 2. You could use 2 if you want it to be less poofy, but I think because I'm using it on this, it does make it much fuller, and then it really does hide the image underneath. And of course, we're going to do that too with the leaves, right? The leaves will also hide the image, so nice. Just put that on there. Oh, so pretty. But you can see the real difference, right, between how subtle these ones look, and then, I mean, these are still gorgeous when you do one color in the colored cardstock versus coloring on your blends. And you can see I was not very precious with it, right? I just added it like, shoot, shoot. It works so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then these are our, let me do it first this way. So I'm going to go ahead. Sometimes your Wink of Stella will add a little bit moisture, and you want to make sure you've used your bone folder first because you don't want to accidentally rip your centers. So I'm going to curl them first, and then I will add the Wink of Stella. So pretty. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me get out my Wink of Stella, and so I'm just going to add a little bit going out from the center. Like I said, I'm going to add a rhinestone. I want to add a little bit of wink just for that, to keep it in. Okay, so then we need our glue dots. Take off the extra tail there. Okay, And so you definitely need lots of glue dots for these. So I'm going to build these. And then, let's see, where's my take a pic tool? Let's see if I can do it. I found the green worked really well with being able to stick it on here and then pull it off. There we go. Just have to be careful so that you don't accidentally rip your things off on your... Oh, so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So gorgeous. I love how these turned out. And again, these are with the dies, and they are only available. They're only available while supplies last this month. And we had so much going on, and we had that fabulous stamp sale yesterday. But there's always so much going on. But I'm telling you guys don't want to miss these dies. They are so awesome. Actually, in the Piggy die, the Yeti dies, I love them all so much. Okay, and then let's add this one in the middle. Be careful again, like I said, because I don't know how wet it is with your. And if you see, the way I put them in is so that they are, so that their leaves are not overlapping, right? Like, so they're not all going the same direction, right? Like, so you twirl them so they have the fullest coverage, right? And that way you won't have as much of the image won't pick through from the other side, and then it's so pretty. So I did color the other apple blossoms like that with these two colors too, but they're so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then after I've got them assembled, I'm actually going to take a Stampin' Dimensional and add it. That's what I'm going to use to add it to my to the little piece here. Now we're gonna fill it in with the little green leaves. I have so many of these. The what are they? The granny apple green. Um, and then popping this up helps it make it easier for you to tuck those underneath. And I should be able to just add them to the add the thing. My husband just came home. He still has a little bit of a cough, although he has the cough that's not COVID. He has, I don't know, I think it's his asthma. It's just giving him trouble. Again, like I said, everything in Arizona was blooming. We had such a nice monsoon, and now everything is gray. Like we went out, we were driving, and usually there's like this big plain where you can see there's usually antelope or deer there, and it was beautiful green. It has been beautiful green for weeks, and we looked at it. It was brown. The tops are all brown. I think it's green further down under, but because all of the we haven't had any water. It's that season turning. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going to add them in to however you want. And there's no, I mean, it's pretty much how you feel like you like. I would start with do at least 3 big leaves, right? And use that for coverage, right? To make sure that you've covered all the places that you can maybe see the apples underneath, right? Or if you've got some white space that you don't like, that you want to kind of hide, right? I would use a couple of the bigger ones, and then just add in the small ones. Tuck them all underneath. It looks so nice. Kind of layering them on top. So pretty. So let's not put that one there. Let's put this one on this side. Go. And then do the little ones. Now, if you guys can see, when I die cut them, it does cut open. It does cut open. So they are, let's see if you can see it better on one of the bigger ones. A little bit, and you can see like the little breaks. But again, you put the glue dot on there, you can't tell. Right? So then just add where you think you'd like to add some of these pretty on here. Where it fits, kind of. And then you're going to put it right there. So you want to build it so how it looks like that, or where you're going to put everything. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Um, I wasn't sure about this stamp set. I actually bought the bundle because apples are lovely, and my best friend is a teacher. But man, and the dies came, and I'm like, oh. Although as soon as it made me actually look at the stamp set a second time, I actually love the one flower in the stamp set. There's a blossom, and I actually didn't even use it today, and it's my favorite thing about it. It this if you guys remember the Free as a Bird, there in the Bird Ballad, they had this blossom, cherry blossoms too. It has that same. It's almost the same image, but it again has got this very pretty, um, different. It has like a different look to it. It's like the same image, but it has a different look to it. That kind of that black edging that gives it distinction. So pretty. Okay, here we go. So like you said, like I mentioned, you can add a gazillion. You can add so many. Who know? Like I'm like can't stop, can't stop. Okay, and then I want to let's get in here and get the iridescent gems. Get my iridescent gems out. I love these two. I'm gonna use the big ones, the biggest ones, and put those in the center of my flowers, just like that. So pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so lovely. Okay, these away. I have a little bit of a trouble with my embellishments kind of getting everywhere. Okay, so here is our card base that we made. So we're going to go ahead, and you can see it just kind of goes so beautifully. So we're going to use more Stampin' Dimensionals because this is a thicker ribbon. So you want to make sure the Stampin' Dimensionals helps it be kind of sit nice on top of that ribbon, and the embossed top layer. Just want to make sure I get this. Make sure you get them down lower. So lovely. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I hope everyone has been having a fun week. Like so we had that sale yesterday. Gotten some stamping in. Christmas is just around the corner. I mean, I'm still doing my Halloween on Mondays. I probably have done a couple besides the one on Mondays. I love Halloween, but I did see that our punch is now the witch builder hat. It looks like it's backward or unorderable, but it will be back. Hopefully, it'll be back soon. Okay, let's take all the dimensionals off. I just do a lot of dimensionals. Go. Okay, so I'm gonna put the branches down lower, right? And I'm gonna put that here. Let's see. I want to put that like this. So I left a little space right here because that's where I want to put. I'm gonna put my sentiment, right? So I'm just gonna make sure I've got it kind of the way I want. Make sure your leaves don't go over the edge of your card base here. So that if you were gonna mail it, here we go. Awesome sauce. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So pretty. I just love, love, love. Okay, so then we need our bow. And so what I'm going to do is I do a double, it's like a double, it is a double bow. So I cut both pieces and then make the bow. Hopefully that I can get this to work. Is that nice? Like, I love, this is just so pretty. I do love like the linen thread. and of course want to make it smaller and smaller and smaller. And then I'm just going to stick it right in there. So let's see. Cut off my upper edges. I need some more glue dots. I use so many glue dots. Although my daughter loves the glue dots. Although I think they go backwards now. They changed them. They used to go the other way, and I liked it better. Or maybe I was just used to it. I still haven't gotten used to going this other way with the glue dots. And let's go ahead and stick that in there. Stick that. Doo-doo-doo. I'll probably have to go back and cancel, or I'll the first 3 minutes I tried earlier. I will have to go back and cancel that. Go. I wanted to get on at the right time. There we go. If I didn't, hopefully you guys found me. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, can you guys see that? Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, now we need to do our um, uh, sentiment. And so for this sentiment, I am using the one that's from the stamp set, and I want to use this thanks, but I only want to use the thanks, and then on the inside I'll use thanks for your kindness. But I want to use just the thanks. And so one of the things that we do have is, let's see, I've done it here too, but I like it. Again, I try to do it on the smaller one, and I have such a hard time that I need to do it on the bigger one. So I've gone ahead and mounted it, but one of the things we have is a basic black marker. So you can find the basic black marker. I know I've talked about it before, but it's in the back of the catalog under the awesome things. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Is it on here? I thought it was right here. Stamp and blends, water. Oh, maybe they do have it in with our. Oh no, they do. They have it in the collections. So when you go onto your color collections, right, 122, 122, 123, you go down to the bottom where it says basic collection. They have basic black and they have the cardstock, but they also have the Stamp and Write marker and the blends. And the Stamp and Write marker is only $3, but it's awesome because it is the classic ink. So it is a water soluble ink, and I'm going to use that just to, instead of trying to either cut this so that the thanks is separate or use the masking, I find it so much easier to use. And I do use the marker sometimes to color my my red rubber. Actually, you can use it for both red rubber and the other. But I'm just using the brush tip and just adding ink to the thanks. So I don't have to mess with trying to use the and then you have to huff it instead of you trying to use the masking tape. Although we have that fabulous masking tape, but there you go. Look at that, and that look great. It just stamps awesome. It just stamps awesome, and of course it just cleans up perfect on my. I use it on my chamois. It's clean. I love it. Like I said, $3. Stamp and Write marker with the black. So fabulous. Okay, so like I did with the other, because that just seems to be that it's easier for me. I'm gonna go ahead and use my paper snips. Cut it thinner. And this time, so I need a little bit of space on this side. So I'm not going to cut it as close to the S because I want to tuck it under, and this will give it a little bit more stability. Tuck it under, and then on this side, I'm going to flag it. Now, if you notice, I can't flag. I just can't flag it the regular way. I have to turn my scissors. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's so weird. I can't do it the other way. We had that really great one of the really great punches I used to use all the time that retired. I love that punch because I used to use it to make those points. But there we go. So look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so that's where it's going to go. It's going to tuck right there underneath there. And then I'm going to use the edge of my dimensionals. So I love to use all of my dimensionals, and I love these smaller strips on the edge. If you have, we have the actual foam strips, but this is already cut, so all I have to do is just cut it on the edge. Peels right off. Look at that. It's like the perfect size. And love it. So awesome. That's what I'm telling you. Just pull that off. And I want it to be a little bit on the ribbon, so slightly overlapping the wrapped ribbon, but basically under it. So I want to, and I have like a little. If I take this leaf, I want it to be on top. There we go. So kind of just tucking that in. Isn't that cool? Oh, love, 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 love. There you go. Muy bien. Isn't that awesome? That turned out so pretty. And like I said, you can flatten these out and not curl them as much if you're going to send it in the mail, or if you're not, you can totally really build this up huge. The dimensionals, you just add more dimensionals to hold it down. The dimensionals seem to do a really good job of holding down um, the the bigger pieces onto the ribbon, because there's three different surfaces, right? This is the smooth cardstock designer series paper feel, and then the ribbon has its own texture, and then as well as this other texture of the embossing folder. So the three different textures, you can't go wrong with the dimensionals. They have really great holding power. Okay, so now I'm gonna have all this left over, so we're gonna make more. Love, love, love. Okay, then we need to add our inside layer and our back. So let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. Some out of the way, and then just like I did with the other one, but this time I'm going to use the whole stamp. I'm going to use the whole stamp on the inside too. So I like to put what I put on the inside of my stamp, on the inside of my card, on the very back. It's one of those things I like to do. Then I'm going to use my glue and add a strip of that gorgeous designer series paper. Love this paper so much. To the back. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Man, when it gets to the end of the glue, that's when I really feel that when I broke my wrist. I just don't have the squeezing power in my fingers anymore. Okay. Add that to the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. And then I want to use my handcrafted in the limited edition and add my Stampin' Up! Logo. It's done. It doesn't feel done unless I have my Stampin' Up! Logo on there. And then my basic white panel. That's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Go ahead and stamp that on the inside. So pretty. And then close my Memento ink. Get my glue. Glue the piece on here. So pretty. I love that. So there you got that on there. And then, oops, I have it a little. There we go. Can't be too quick. Do. And then add it to the inside of my card. Awesome sauce. And I do like this. I do like the smaller inside panel that's the 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 because it gives it a much wider of the colored cardstock, and then there's a lot less space I have to worry about to to make a message. I always feel silly. I can't put a lot on there. Okay, so my glue away. All right, muy bien. Look at that. There we go. So that's card 2. So I hope you guys. Ooh, I knocked my. Add another glue dot. I knocked my ribbon off. What should I do with my? Can you see what I did with my? There it is. So if you want to try and build like I did, without using the stamped piece as your base, I would, if you're going to build one of these with that, definitely use your craft mat, so that if there's any adhesive, that it's not, so you don't stick it to your work surface. Using a craft mat to build your piece works so nice. I love, love, love. But anyway, okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Card 2. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. I love, love, love. So you don't think of this as being apples, but it is so pretty. And then here is our first card. All the things out of the way. And then again, like I said, I used the green, and this one just has the white. So whichever one you like better. Not pretty? Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, go. So that is card 1 and card 2. Okay, so even though we did just get done with that fabulous stamp sale yesterday, there's still a few things going on, like our weekly deals. Don't forget about our weekly deals. This is week 3. We have one more week. There's some really great stuff on there. I love that a perfectly penciled designer series paper. If you haven't had a chance to play with that, oh my gosh, this is the perfect time to get it because it is fabulous. So gorgeous, so gorgeous. Um, so that is still going on. Again, like I mentioned, they're perfect partners, like we played with today. Um, and it includes the what is that? Today's apple blossoms, the fresh cut flowers, the piggies, that Christmas tree that's in the annual catalog, the waterfall, and I told you it was like 31 dies. Wow, so many dies. And then the Yeti, which is so super cute. I just love that Yeti. And then we also have um, coming up is World Card Making Day, and that is going to be on October 1st. Now, it is a free virtual event from Stampin' Up. It's free to register. I would definitely go on. You can find it in my online store and on my website. Make sure you guys go on and register because then you'll have access to the platform and you can see them make the cards. So awesome. They're going to make 3 different cards, one using the Cottage Rose uh, bundle, one using the Cottage Wreath bundle, and then one with that brand new warm welcome set that's going to be, it's a sneak peek from the January to June mini catalog. It's got that cute little kitty. Oh, and it's that door set. It's so cute. So you can actually order all 3 of those, and if you order one of those bundles, make sure you add the iridescent pearls. You can find that information on my website as well. You add that and it'll be free as long as you have one of those bundles. Unfortunately, it doesn't add it automatically, but if you add those iridescent pearls to your cart, as long as you have one of those bundles in your cart, you will get them free. Now, it is only one free set of pearls per bundle, not per order, not per bundle. So if you order all 3 bundles on one order, you only get one set of free pearls. But if you make 3 separate orders and you order the bundle, a bundle each time, then you will get 3 sets of pearls, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions, of course, you can always email me. There's contact on my website too. So, and then I can't wait. My Halloween paper pumpkin is on its way. Um, but there is the new, you guys, the ho 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 uh, paper pumpkin. It's October 10th. You have to get that, and it is of course a Christmas themed Christmas card set, and it actually coordinates with our November kit that will be Christmas tags. So that's very exciting. I love all the paper pumpkin stuff. I have already looked and peeked at what the Halloween one is, and it does have a Halloween um, stamp that has Happy Halloween. I'm very excited. It's super cute. The treat boxes are different than we've had before. I'm very excited. I can't wait till I get my kit. I think it's shipped, but I don't know when I'm gonna get it. My paper pumpkin sometimes doesn't come as quickly as I want. There's a demonstrator that I watch that lives in Canada that gets hers like right away. That I always kind of stalk so I can see all the fabulous paper pumpkin stuff. So if you aren't a paper pumpkin subscriber, um, I have all the information on my website. It's $23, $23.50 I think for that. It's an all-inclusive kit, everything you need. Your first kit even comes with a block. It comes with an ink spot. It's just fabulous. The paper pumpkin is awesome, especially if you don't have like all the supplies. It has all the stuff in it to make everything in the kit just so fabulous. And there's always extra. I love my paper pumpkin. But anyway, so um, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Don't forget if you need anything, I will be happy to help you shop with me. I'm trying to see if I can get my host code cup. Here we go. My September host code. If you spend $50 with me, I will send you a free pack of rhinestones with your uh, thank you card this month. I also, if you spend $35 in my online store, I have a free PDF for you with 7 tutorials from using that. Oh my gosh, that kitty cat is so totes adorable. So I want to say the kitty cat basket set, but it is, oh, what is that called? The cute bundle. It is, oh, I can't think of what the name of the bundle is. But it has that basket, cheerful baskets. That's what it is. Cheerful baskets. It has this kitty cat. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. And they're a fabulous set of tutorials with metric and imperial. So um, it uh, if you spend 35 in my online store, you get that for free. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and I'm so glad that you were here, and I hope you enjoyed today's Friday double feature with the beautiful Apple Blossoms bundle. So anyway, you guys take care and happy crafting. Bye.